Hello, students! Welcome back. Our topic for today is entitled Ethical Standards in Writing. In the previous lesson, you learned the different manners and styles of referencing or giving credit to owners of ideas borrowed within the span of research. Such referencing acts will make your study reliable and acceptable in the research community once evaluated by an ethics review committee which sets out the standards for research in each forum or platform where you share and present your study. This part will also give you an idea about the researcher's responsibilities towards participants or respondents, common difficulties in the conduct of research, possible solutions to answer it or minimize risks, conflicting values, and other ethical issues that might engulf the research process. What is ethics? Ethics is concerned with what is good for individuals and society and is also described as moral philosophy. In research, these ethical standards are governed by core values of integrity, confidentiality, anonymity, and privacy. This lesson introduces you to the ethical standards of research before, during, and after the conduct of study, conflicts that might arise while carrying out the research, and possible solutions to address it. Let us figure out the terms that we will be encountering in this lesson. First item is claiming another person's ideas, work, or publication, violating intellectual property rights by stealing and dishonesty. This is plagiarism. Number 2 is producing data without actual experimentation or altering data in recording with the intent to fit them to desired results. Second is fabrication. Third, it entails faulty gathering of data due to negligence and carelessness which lead to errors in measurement or instrument use. Third is falsification. Fourth, this is not more than 250 words that clearly and concisely state the purpose, procedures, data collection, and conclusions of the research. This is the research abstract. Lastly, this has start and end dates, pictures, documentation, notes during the course of research that shows detailed and accurate processes. That is the research logbook. One of the scientific misconduct that might arise when ethical standards are not followed is plagiarism. Plagiarism refers to fraudulent acts that entail claiming another person's ideas, work, or publication, violating intellectual property rights by stealing and dishonesty. This usually happens in scientific publications. For example, here is the study entitled Students' Experiences in New Normal Education by Leslie Alipoon. Plagiarism will happen if Leslie defines New Normal Education in her paper without citing the original author, or if Leslie rephrases the New Normal Education definition and claimed it as her own definition. Another scientific misconduct that might arise is the fabrication of data. This involves producing data without actual experimentation or altering data in recording with the intent to fit them to desired results. For example, we have here the study Effects of Using Smartphone in the Change of Behavior Among Teenagers by Joshua Rojas. Fabrication of data is present if Joshua pretended to interview teenagers for his study. He copied the results from a similar study instead. Or if Joshua changed the data collected to prove his hypothesis is correct. Third scientific misconduct is the falsification of data. This entails faulty gathering of data due to negligence and carelessness which lead to errors in measurement or instrument use. Error may also be caused by inappropriate application of treatment to the subjects and poor data recording. For example, Impact of COVID-19 on People by Crisel Joy Bombita. There is falsification of data if Crisel did not conduct an interview, her data results are based only on observation. Or if Crisel asked only about the problems faced during the COVID-19 pandemic and did not include the positive impacts of COVID on people. Another scientific misconduct is the non-publication of data. In contrast with fabrication and falsification, this involves choosing not to include data because they do not conform to the well-established body of knowledge or are unsupportive of the research hypothesis. Only the results that do not reject the hypothesis are reported and published. For example, in the study Barriers in Distance Learning and How to Overcome It by Glyza May Magdaraog, there is non-publication of data if Glyza identified ineffective teachers as a barrier in distance learning, but she did not include it in her study to avoid creating issues. So, to avoid such encounters and to ensure ethical standards are followed, ethics review committees usually require research studies to undergo review proceedings by submission of pertinent documents that will verify the truthfulness of data, information, and paper presented. These are, first, we have the checklist for adult sponsors. This includes parents' consent and advisors' consent. This is secured if your respondents are minors, those who are 18 years old and below. If your respondents are students, then better secure a student checklist. This has the learner's information, consent, and ensures student safety. If your respondents are adults, then secure a human participants form. This provides information for description, recruitment, protection of privacy, and informed consent process. If you will also be conducting a study in an organization or a big institution, then be ready with your research plan. This discusses, in summary, the rationale, hypothesis, methods, risk and safety, data analysis, and reference or bibliography. If you think that your study is kinda risky, then secure a risk assessment form. This evaluates the extent of hazards posed by the conduct of research. The Ethics Review Committee also asks for the research abstract. This is not more than 250 words that clearly and concisely state the purpose, procedures, data collection, and conclusions of your research. During the data gathering process, to avoid non-publication of data, make sure that you have a research logbook. This has the start and end dates, pictures, documentations, notes during the course of research that shows detailed and accurate processes. For scientific researches, they have the following pertinent documents: research institution and qualified scientists form, vertebrate animals form, potentially hazardous biological agents form, and hazardous chemical activities form. Let us review what you have learned by answering the modified true or false. If the statement is true, then it is true, but if the statement is false, identify what makes the statement wrong. Student checklist contains learners' information, consent, and ensures student safety. The first statement is true. Non-publication of data refers to fraudulent acts that entail claiming another person's ideas, work, or publication violating intellectual property rights by stealing and dishonesty. The statement is false because that is not non-publication of data, that is plagiarism. These ethical standards are governed by core values of integrity, confidentiality, anonymity, and privacy. This statement is true. The research abstract evaluates the extent of hazards posed by the conduct of research. The statement is false. That is not research abstract, that is the risk assessment form. Last statement, during the data gathering process, secure a research logbook with the start and end dates, pictures, documentations, notes during the course of research that shows detailed and accurate processes. This last statement is true. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching.